Good morning, all. I'm Arun Viswanathan, a food technologist by education and a chocolate by profession. So, chocolates. So, every life of a person is a journey. And during this journey, we come across various experiences and have various lessons to share. Today, I'm going to share a few lessons I've learned over time in this journey of being a chocolatier. So, every profession, every startup here, every built businessman here would relate to one thing. They are either called unique or weird by the society. A very thin line stands between being unique and weird, and that thin line is based on success. So the society decides if you are unique or weird based on your success in your field of interest. So for me, I have traveled from the stage of being called weird for being taking up a chocolate as a profession to being called a unique profession now. Why chocolate? Chocolate is the only food field which can relate science and creativity. So for instance, everyone spoke about how chocolate can be a bribe, chocolate can be a fun, love, childhood and all that. But chocolate, actually a good quality chocolate can give you a lot of health benefits and a lot of happiness. So going forward, looking back, I dreamt of being a chocolatier when I was 2 years old. A school topper and a college topper. Today I earn millions and probably I'll earn millions more out of greed. But this can be a fairy tale and easy to cook up to the audience today. But in reality, I did not know I would be a chocolatier till like 2 years back. My idea of interest was in the food industry on the whole. And in reality, otherwise also, every startup, every businessman here has gone through hardships, pain and sacrifices all along to get successful in the field of their interest. So going into the lessons I have learned as a chocolatier, the first lesson which I learned was never heed to social pressures. I was a backbencher in school, in college, all along, and then I did not have good marks to get into an engineering college, nor I had an affinity towards mathematics. I wanted to be in the food industry some 8 years back when I just got done with my 12th standard. But food industry is a trend today. 10 years back, I would be called a cook, and my family didn't want me to get into that industry. So I joined TNAU with my marks, and I got into the field of biotechnology, which I thought kind of relates to the food industry. And going ahead, I was very happy that I'm going to be a graduate and be getting a degree. But reality sank in. People started questioning me. They asked me, like, agriculture and food. It's an IT boom time. Why are you getting into a field which is going to give you a lot of risk down the line? So that's something which I learned today. Looking back, it's a life lesson for me. Never judge a person or his profession. Each profession, each individual has a right to choose the profession of his liking. And if you find people who still do that, kindly ignore them, because ignorance is a bliss. And agriculture and food basically are two basic amenities of life. I really feel that the two fields should be taken up with pride and celebrated here. And the next step which I learned was never panic, things will fall in place. So being a biotechnologist again was a little away from my field of interest in food. So what did I do? I had an enjoyable college life. I was like happy that I was getting done with a degree. And finally in the final year, I was like, when I looked around, I had a lot of peer pressure. Everyone was looking out for a new job or further studies, and more importantly, somewhere more interested to get married soon. So for me, it was like I was getting done with a degree and wanted to quit the industry and get into food industry as soon as possible. Completed research, and this was a time of peer pressure when I was patient enough. Looking back, that patience that day to help me not take up a bank job or anything else away from my field, and I ended up entering into the food industry. Luck. So there are three important factors in being successful. One is talent, other is hard work, and third is luck. We create our own destiny and our luck. And through patience that time, I had a lucky opportunity to take part in a dual degree program, part of Cornell University and Tamil Nadu Agricultural University in 2010. So during this program, I took up food science and technology as the field of my interest. So friends, stay strong and have the willpower to last long. And when you're confident about your talent, luck will automatically follow. Passion never fails. From being a backbencher to someone who scraped through grades all along, when I got into the food industry and during my masters, I was pretty good in my field of interest. During this time, the world around me changed, and I realized how a professor responded to his students based on their interaction with them. So I then started getting my own ideas in the field of food, putting forth my own interest, and finally, during my second master's, I had a temporary patent filed in the field of prebiotics. So friends, dedicated efforts never fail and opportunities arise. So next part I'm going to be telling about is, they always say know your strengths better. I would rather say know your weakness better. I had an opportunity after my master's to go back to US for a PhD. I had an offer on that and also had a job offer on hand. But I realized my interest was to stay back in my hometown. I realized I would probably be posting good pics on Facebook during the day and Skype during the night to my family and friends saying how I miss home cooked food. So when I knew this was my weakness, I decided to stay back and took up a job in my hometown. It was a wonderful job and with a wonderful package and a good boss. So what happened next? Home is where your heart is, but happiness is also where your heart is. I had the career, I had the cash, I had the comforts. Everything was in place during this phase. But there was something missing. I couldn't concentrate fully on my job, or I was not fully satisfied with what I was doing. So that's when I realized my urge to start something on my own and to take up risk in life. So that's when I decided to be an entrepreneur. On one fine day, to the surprise of my family, I just quit my job. It was 6 months only. So then I went to Bangalore to take up baking and certification course on confectionery sciences, a central government course. And then I got an opportunity because of my background in food and interest to go to Belgium to be certified as a chocolatier as an apprentice. During this time in Belgium, I learned the third most important aspect of success. I felt I always had the talent and the passion to be successful in food industry. Luck favored me during my journey, but the third important part was hard work. So this was something which I learned when I was outside my comfort zone. I had shifted my fields. I was totally into a new field and I was an apprentice and not a trainee. I didn't have the comforts of learning. I was working as soon as I entered the industry. So this journey is where I learned to survive, and to survive you always have to work hard. So this journey as a chocopreneur, which I call myself, I've been called a Mithai Wala, I've been called a Mithai Vikrama, to the stages of Willy Wonka, to a famous character who sells chocolate in movies, to a person who is now called a chocolate artist. It's been a mixed bag of ups and downs. There has been months without business in the last 1.5 years, which I've been into this field. And there has been months when I had no time to sleep or eat and I was totally working 24/7. Recently, we also had our chance to display our products and have a lunch with Indian ambassador, US ambassador to India, and also had a chocolate workshop for 50 students and staffs from Cornell University. All this has been a mixed bag, friends. It's been a year of ups and downs, but the journey has been pleasant. Friends and family during this phase has been my pillar of support. I realized something, that whenever there are some people who come to me and say, like, I'm not able to convince my family in the field of my interest. I'm passionate about photography, but my family says I cannot take up photography as my profession. Friends, if you are passionate about something, and if you cannot satisfy or convince your family, it means down the line you will not be able to convince your customers or the audience also. So if you're really passionate and successful, your family will be the first one to stand by you. So then going forward. So going to the first slide again, has this been a fairy tale story of everything falling in place in time? No, not really. Am I satisfied with where I am today? Definitely yes. Ambitious for more? Yes. Greedy to do something new again? No, not really in terms of the monetary benefits. Fame or fortune? I would never ever trade fame or fortune for happy, peaceful life I have today. I'm doing what I want. I earn less, but I learn more and I'm happy today. So few takeaways which I want to share with everyone today is always put passion over pride. The most important thing is it's a very short life. We are going to, it's always better to take risk and get into the field of your interest and passion. You might be 10-year-old, you might be 30 or even 60 or 80. If you are interested in something, just go forward because you never know, you might never get a chance again. The next thing is anything is possible. Conquer your dreams. Do not think that a chocolatier cannot be, a professional chocolatier, expensive chocolates cannot be successful in Coimbatore. If I had thought that, I wouldn't be where I am today. Failure is part of the learning process. Unless you fail, you can never learn anything out of it. I have had my fair of failures all along. Next thing is start small, grow with time. Just getting big in one song is more filmy and is possible in movies, but in real life it's very slow and you require a lot of patience to be successful. Then take risk, and finally value humanity more than any riches. Be nice to people, serve a lot of chocolates, make them happy. Thank you. I'm Arun, a chocolatier from Coimbatore.